Max Verstappen is the man in Formula One, with celebrations in Paris and at Red Bull's Milton Keynes headquarters. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our official home on unbeaten.com. Max Verstappen was officially crowned as 2021 F1 World Champion last week at the FIA's traditional end-of-year gala in Paris, France. Verstappen was dressed in a dinner suit with bow tie and thrilled to pick up the silverware he'd dreamed about since childhood, but said he didn't feel sorry for rival Sir Lewis Hamilton given how the title was settled, or that the Brit should consider hanging up his helmet.
I think he should just look back at what he has achieved already. That should give him a lot of comfort and should also be that drive to just keep on going, because he is still, trying to challenge for that 8th title, and for sure he can do that again next year. So I don't see any reason why, to give up or stop now.
Staying with Verstappen, who arrived at Red Bull Racing's Milton Keynes HQ to huge fanfare, with the world champion welcomed home from Abu Dhabi like a rock star, with a sea of orange mist and applause. Verstappen was met at the door by team principal Christian Horner and chief technical officer Adrian Newey before a company-wide photo, the 24-year-old acknowledging their integral part in lifting the crown.
This was a full team effort, of course. I mean, winning the Drivers' Championship is of course amazing, and I couldn't have done it, without all of these people here back at the factory as well. They've been continuously pushing to make the car faster, and to come back here after the season as a champion, it's just incredible.
For team boss Horner, it was like 2010 all over again, given the epic 22-round competition with Mercedes' Sir Lewis Hamilton.
This is right up there. This is probably up there with the first one, to be honest with you, because it's been so intense. It's been so fiercely competitive throughout the season. So to come through and win this championship right at the end, on the last lap of the last race, has been a phenomenal achievement by Max and by the whole team.
Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has said the squad will hold the FIA to account over its investigation into the contentious Abu Dhabi Grand Prix following the withdrawal of its intention to appeal. Mercedes' Sir Lewis Hamilton was passed in dramatic fashion by Red Bull's Max Verstappen for the win and crown, with the controversial single-lap shootout created by race director Michael Massey, who allowed the 5-lapped cars between them to pass the safety car. The FIA will now undertake a detailed analysis and clarification exercise for the future with all relevant parties and conclusions drawn before the start of the 2022 season. But Wolff is determined to see change.
Expect the Commission to not only come up with words, but actually but with actions. And we will hold them accountable for the actions. Because we cannot continue in a sport that is meant to be sport followed by entertainment and not the other way around.
The team hit rock bottom in the aftermath, lodging an intention to appeal that it says it could have won in a regular, not the FIA's court, but has since withdrawn, while both Wolff and Hamilton went against protocol in skipping the FIA's annual prize-giving gala.
If we break that fundamental principle of sporting fairness and authenticity of the sport, that suddenly the stopwatch doesn't become relevant anymore because we are exposed to random decision making, that is clear that you may fall out of love.
Sir Lewis Hamilton's knighthood has finally been formalized, with the Brit kneeling before His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales during an official ceremony at Windsor Castle last week. Hamilton, in his first appearance since his contentious defeat in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, was awarded a knighthood in the Queen's New Year's Honours List announced in late 2020. Hamilton is the third F1 world champion to be given a knighthood after Sir Jackie Stewart and Sir Jack Brabham, with the honour also extended to Sir Stirling Moss, Sir Frank Williams and Sir Patrick Head. Hamilton was awarded an MBE following his maiden title in 2008. Mercedes reserve driver Nick de Vries set the fastest time in last week's post-season Young Drivers Test in Abu Dhabi, with the Dutchman behind the wheel of the 2021 World Championship winning W12. The Formula E World Champion completed 77 laps of Yas Marina circuit on the first of the two-day test, with his lap time almost 1.5 seconds up on second fastest Liam Lawson in the Alpha Tauri. The teams were also running their race drivers in modified mule cars to simulate 2022 downforce levels. And on the 18-inch tyres they will race, with McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo over 3 seconds off the pace. On day 2, Ferrari's Robert Schwartzman went fastest for Haas in an unmodified VF21, with the Russian over 0.4 of a second faster than McLaren's Lando Norris in a mule MCL 35M. Norris also tested out some exciting new tech in LED wheel covers that could be used to display brands or track position in future. The next F1 test will be ahead of the 2022 season at Spain's Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya in late February. The Volkswagen Group and its luxury brands Porsche and Audi could soon be on their way to F1, with the FIA confirming last week the sport's next-generation power units won't have an MGU-H. The current power plants comprise 6 elements: turbocharger, the engine, energy store, control electronics, and energy recovery systems, MGU-K that harnesses kinetic energy from the brakes, and the super-complex MGU-H, which recycles waste heat from the turbocharger, but will be a thing of the past from 2026, as it's irrelevant to major road car manufacturers. The removal of the MGU-H is one of the FIA's 4 pillars for the 2026 F1 power units, along with the retention of the 1.6-litre V6 engine, increased electrical power, and introduction of a power unit cost cap. The power plants will also run on 100% sustainable fuel, be high revving, and a key factor in performance, sound, and a driver's ability to race without excessive differentiation. IndyCar race winner Pato O'Ward is ready to give absolutely everything for a future F1 switch, following his test with McLaren at the Abu Dhabi Young Drivers Test that left him both elated and destroyed. O'Ward got his F1 test shot following a bet with McLaren team boss Zach Brown, which the Mexican young gun won via his maiden victory for the Arrow McLaren SP team at the second Texas race this year. The 22-year-old completed 92 laps in the unmodified MCL 35M, finishing the day 4th fastest behind De Vries, Lawson, and Alpine's young star Oscar Piastri, who will be the French brand's reserve in 2022. O'Ward reckons he's got 2 years to make a switch to F1 work, though he will race in IndyCar next year with more steps needed to make the jump, and his first taste leaving a lasting impression. It just feels so good. The change of direction, the downforce, the stopping power. It's unlike anything. Nothing I've driven comes close to this, not even a hint. It is unbelievable, he said. Haas rookie Mick Schumacher says that he unlocked extra performance once he understood the team's approach to 2021. The season was one of transition for Haas, with a barely updated 2020 car, no upgrades throughout the year, and no hope of scoring points. But Schumacher says once it all made sense, he made progress.
Over the years, and especially over the weekends afterwards, I just understood that more and more, and I think that's when I really understood the philosophy of this year and where we can really exploit the maximum out of ourselves. And that's basically when I felt that we made the big steps forwards.
Schumacher is motivated to help Haas return to the midfield next season, though he joked about what he would really love to do.
Winning the championship. No, I think that the hopes are definitely to, you know, do the step forward that we are hoping for.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.